Well, you have a plan to get to this point when you take a job.
Yes, sir.
But you took a job that was a difficult job that hasn't been in the semifinals since 1959. You don't sit back and reflect about stuff, but why are you here? What's the simple reason why y'all are in the state championship game?
Culture. Culture. We've Perry's always had good players, always had good coaches. I know when I got here, the culture was toxic, but we built a culture that is a caring, loving, team first culture, servant leadership, humility. Controllables, control the things that you can control, what you say, what you think, what you feel, and most importantly, what you do. Learn from your past lessons. Learn from them. Don't point fingers. Learn from them. Your present's the gift. This is a gift, and then your future's your motivation. And when we kept coming up short, we still had it in our vision to get back here. And that's the standard every year. Now, there's no guarantees that we'll ever be back here, but the plan is, the vision is to be back here next year. But I think culture is what's gotten us here.
And part of that culture is stability, right here on the sideline.
Absolutely, stability on the
because
sideline.
they have not had stability on the sideline at Perry in a long, long time. Now, you have how many assistants do you have that have been with you the whole time?
One, Coach Anthony, Coach Rogers. That's it.
Yeah. And what is the next level of tenure? How many you have? The bulk of your staff has been here for how long?
Bulk of my staff's been here for at least 5 years.
That's a pretty good pretty good chunk.
There's one person left from the original staff that I took over.
In terms of football, this was probably not the year you expected quite to be in this position.
Yeah, when we had to replace 10 starters on defense, that was a big concern. And then the off seasons, there's just something different about this team. And then we get into the summer, and we get into the fall, and we get into the season. And as the season goes along, I tell you, I think, man, this team's got a chance. They got a chance. This might be the team.
Was there anything anybody said, any coach-wise, or was it something that they just got this chemistry thing above and beyond on their own?
The connection we became a player-driven team when this senior class was sophomores. And I'm talking about Dakari Moore's group. Yeah. Dakari Anderson's group.
Yeah.
I remember we were undefeated, and we played Spalding right here, and we fumbled going in the end zone. And that was the only game we lost that year, regular season. And we had some guys that didn't know how to lose, and we had some guys that wasn't all in, and they stood up in that locker room and kicked a couple of those seniors out.
Really?
And that's when we became player-driven. And now they're seniors, and when you come in to the state playoffs and you're in game week 13 and 14, and your best player comes into your office and says, "Coach, I'm so excited about practicing today."
Really?
And when your best players are your hardest workers, you've turned a corner. And that's all I can say about this bunch right here. That says it all.
And it's this senior class that got to go into sophomores.
Yes, sir.
Pretty much.
Along with some players that were here.
Right.
Because there were some players that were here that stood up too.
Yeah.
But this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it coach's way. And then since that point, there's a lot of stuff I don't have to deal with no more, because they deal with it.
It's the easiest coaching job you've had. The easiest coaching job you've done in 7 years, isn't it?
Yeah, and they just, Coach, what do you need? What's going on? And they fix it, and ain't nothing big.
Wow.
They talk it out, or we're not perfect here. We got problems, but we deal with it.
Yeah.
And we move on, and we don't hold grudges. And I think, as an old wise man told me, one of my mentors, Conrad Nix, it's how you treat people. And it's what you stand for. People are always going to be watching what you do. So if you're out here preaching all this stuff and you ain't walking the walk, you're not going to have any credibility. But if you preach it and you walk it, and if you make a mistake, you let people know that you made a mistake, because nobody's perfect. and that's really helped me install into these players the love, the connection. It's a family, you know. It's not a business to me. It's not a business. We don't sell our players on, well, if you come here or when you come to Perry High, we're going to get you a Division I scholarship. No. If you come to Perry High School and you play football, you're guaranteed to walk out of here, graduate as a fine young man, a young man that's ready to go out into the world and make a difference. Because football's going to come to an end, whether it's high school, college, or professional. Then that's where our focus is. And football gives us that platform to build young men. And our coaches are on board, our administration's on board, our community's on board, our parents are on board. And it's just a great time to be a Perry Panther.
Now, how nervous or excited or amped up or off the walls are you this week?
Man, I tell you, I'm so excited. I am so freaking excited. Part of our culture, I want to tell you this quick story. You know, Damon West and John Gordon, they wrote the Coffee Bean, and the good analogy, but the Coffee Bean analogy saved Damon West's life. So when he went off to prison, the water done got too hot. He's ready to kill himself. So he goes down to the chaplain, this old 84-year-old lady named Miss Dawsett, and he goes in. He's starting complaining about, I can't believe God would put people in this kind of living environments and all of this, blah blah. And Miss Dawsett looked at him and said, "Damon, there's plenty of people in the Bible that question God." He said, "If you're gonna pray, pray. If you're gonna worry. You can't do both." And I've grown up a Christ follower, and I've always heard that, but that put it in perspective. So, you know, I pray about it. Now, I don't worry about it, because when you worry about it, you don't trust the good Lord. And so I don't worry about it no more. So I had somebody ask me that this morning, and I said, no, really, it's been the best week I've had. I've gotten plenty of sleep. Because I don't worry about things I can't control. The only thing I can control right now is get my football team ready to play tomorrow.
And they're ready. Are they ready?
They're going to be ready.
Yeah. But still, you got to get a little giddy every now and then, because this is the plan. This is the goal. You know how many coaches don't ever come close to this goal. Coaches as good as you know, some may be better. You know, all the situations, but everybody has to build their own thing.
Right.
But when the plan comes together, you have to be a little bit like, you know, hey, this is more than cool.
Yeah, it's been a lifelong dream. Larry Prather was my offensive line coach at LaGrange High School. He inspired me to be a coach, and we was real close when I was in high school to win a state championship. We didn't win it. Got to semifinals. Then when I got to Northside, we got there real close, and finally we won it. And I told the kids over there, I'm 34 or 5 at the time. I've been waiting for this opportunity 35 years. You're getting to do it at 16 years old. You know, and that's what I told these kids. Some of our coaches have never coached in this game or played in this game.
State championship game is a state championship game for everybody who's in it.
That's right. It's a very special time, and I said we ain't gonna worry about the outcome. We're gonna enjoy this week.
Yep. And it's been as busy as you could possibly expect.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of people, and we really appreciate it. There's so much negative stuff in the world today, and there's one thing that pulls people together, and that's athletics. And you can start talking political views and all that, and you can divide in a hurry. But when you come to a event, 10,000 people in the stand pulling for Perry Panthers, and you pull them all together because they all want one goal. They want the Perry Panthers to win. And in today's time, we need more athletic events. We need more things like that to keep pulling our world together. So we live in such a divided world. Is
Perry, the community, as crazy as it should be for the waiting since 1959 just to get to a point?
Yeah, R. Gene Claxton, long-time ag teacher here. Matter of fact, the canning plant's named after him. Won numerous national championships in ag. When he took this job, he used to be the water boy. He came and spoke to the guys last week, and he said, guys, he teared up. So I've been waiting 40 years to see Perry play in the semifinals. And, enjoy the minute. It means a lot to a lot of people. Mr. Crockett, Mr. Dickie Irwin, who's a longtime coach here, and all the people here in Perry that's come through here that's always wanted. They've had success at a lot of other
sports.
And football's been the one that's always been left out.
Yeah.
And they want what everybody else was getting. And I'm just thankful. I'm very gracious and humble that Mr. Martin gave me an opportunity to come down here and lead this group.